Hello, I'm Beth. I do like to be beside the seaside. What things can you see at the seaside? Buckets and spades, crabs and seaweed? I'm going to tell you a story about a little girl called Jessica who saw something very magical at the seaside. Auntie May lived by the sea. Jessica loved to go and stay with her. She loved to wake up to the song of the waves and the laughter of the seagulls, who sometimes did little morning dances on the roof. Every day, Auntie May and Jessica would walk along the shore and look at the treasure the sea had left behind. Deep blue mussel shells lying in the sand, clusters of barnacles clinging to the rocks, dark green seaweed long and leggy, and pools of little wriggling shrimps where shy crabs hid under shiny stones. After their seashore walk, Auntie May and Jessica would visit Mr. Quiffy's ice cream parlour. Mr. Quiffy had an ice cream cone hairstyle and a stormy-looking face. He was grumpy most of the time, but Auntie May said she wouldn't stand for any of his nonsense. Every day, she ordered the same thing. "I'll have a Knickerbocker Glory with 2 spoons, please." And every day Mr. Quiffy tutted as he served up the huge waves of ice cream topped with ripples of sweet sauce, sprinkles of sprinkles and heaps of fresh fruit. Yum! But the ice cream wasn't the only wonderful thing at the ice cream parlour. Just outside the door sat a beautiful mermaid, and if you put 20 pence into the silver slot, you could ride on her tail. "Are they real mermaids?" Jessica asked one day as she sat on the mermaid's tail. "Real mermaids? What a load of old nonsense," guffawed Mr. Quiffy, who had popped outside to fill up the bubblegum machine. "Of course there are real mermaids, Jess," said Auntie May, throwing Mr. Quiffy one of her "you'd better watch it" looks. "But you can only see them if you believe in them." Jessica leant over and whispered in the mermaid's ear. "I believe in you." And she was sure she saw the mermaid wink at her. That night, while she was sleeping, the sound of the sea came lapping into Jessica's bedroom. And suddenly, her bed was a sandy island surrounded by waves, and out of the waves came a beautiful mermaid. "Jump on my tail," she called. Jessica jumped and whoa! She was sitting on the mermaid's tail, clinging to her chestnut hair, riding through waves as high as mountains, swooping into swirling valleys. They waved hello to singing sirens, tra-la-la-la, and roaring sea monsters, rah! And they dove down deep and searched for treasure on sunken shipwrecks. When Jessica let out a little yawn, the mermaid returned her to her island bed. The next day at the ice cream parlour, Mr. Quiffy was in an especially grumpy mood. "My mermaid's gone, just like that. Disappeared in the night," he grumbled. It was true. There was no sign of her. Auntie May and Jessica ate their Knickerbocker Glory in silence. "I'm sorry about the mermaid," Auntie May said softly when it was time to leave. Jessica looked out to sea, and suddenly something caught her eye. "Look!" she cried. "It's the mermaid!" And sure enough, from far out at sea, the beautiful mermaid was waving hello. That story was called Meeting a Mermaid. The next time you're at the seaside, why don't you look out to sea? And you never know what you might see.